Lesson 7.3, Finance Charge Average Daily Balance Method. The objective is to compute the finance charge based on the average daily balance method, new purchases included. The average daily balance method is computing the finance charge on a credit account based on the average balance at the end of each day of the billing period. As I move along, if you should ever need to pause the recording, go ahead and just push pause. You can always rewind. Okay, the formula for average daily balance is the sum of the daily balances divided by the number of days. The way you find your finance charge is you take the average daily balance times the periodic rate. Do not forget, when you are dealing with interest, to move the decimal 2 places to the left. The formula for new balance is the unpaid balance plus finance charge plus new purchases. Note that the unpaid balance is always the balance on the last day of the month. You have already done your new purchases and any payments that you have made. Again, unpaid balance is what is still due on the last day of the month. Okay. Sierra Warren has a charge account with the company that computes the finance charge using the average daily balance, new purchases included. She checks to be sure the average daily balance is correct. All right. This is example 1 out of your book. The figure is figure 7.3 from page 292. You will have to refer back to it. Notice that across the top says reference, posting date, description, purchases and advances, payments and credits. Okay. Notice that on 12/10, she made a purchase for $25.85. On 12/20, she made a payment for $70. The billing period is from 12/1 to 12/31. Previous balance is $125.80. It shows our interest rate at 2%. The average daily balance the bank came up with was $117.05. Finance charge was $234. Okay, we need to check to make sure that the bank came up with the right information. All right, I'm going to give you a moment to write the table down. Okay, if you need more time, just push pause. All right, so from 12/1 to 12/9, notice my dates over here on the left side of the table. Okay, 12/1 to 12/9, that is 9 days. So we need to come over here and fill out the number of days. 9 days. Okay, on December the 10th, that counts as 1 day. From 12/11 to 12/19, so December 11th through December the 19th, if you do 19 minus 11, you end up with 8. But you always have to count the day that you start on. So 19 minus 11 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 9 days. All right, December 20th is 1 day. Then we have 12/21 to 12/31. 31 minus 21 is 10, plus 1 is 11 days. Okay? Now, December has 31 days. Most credit cards do not go on a month-to-month cycle. Many times they are in the middle of the month to the middle of the month, or some variation of that. I think my personal card goes from like the 21st of each month through the 20th of the following month. Okay? So, you need to know how many days are in each month to determine your average daily balance. All right. Now, looking back at figure 7.3, it tells us that our previous balance was $125.80. That's going to be the balance at the end of the day for December 1st through December the 9th. Okay? 125.80, the X represents multiply. 125.80 times 9. That's going to give us the sum of the balances. Okay? Work that in your calculator. You should have come up with 1,132.20. Okay, now on December the 10th, remember, told you that she made a purchase. Okay, she made a purchase for $25.85. That goes under purchases. Anytime you have a purchase, folks, it means to add. Payments means subtract. Okay, so the balance at the end of my day, we need to add $25.85 to it. So go ahead and add $25.85 to $125.80. You come up with $151.65. Times 1, you get $151.65. Now, from December the 11th through December 19th, there were no payments or purchases, so my balance is simply carried down. 151.65 times 9 days, work that out. You should come up with $1,364.85. All right, now December 20th, we go back and she has made a payment. She's made a payment of $70. Okay, recall, payments subtract from our balance. So 151.65 minus 70 is 81.65. That's for one day. 81.65 times 1 is 81.65. Okay? Now, on 12/21 through 12/31, there were no payments, no purchases. The balance at the end of the day remained the same, 81.65. Times 11 days, work that in your calculator. You should come up with $898.15. Okay, now, to confirm that we've done this right, you should know that December has 31 days. It tells us right here that it has 31. Add up the number of days to make sure you get 31. If you don't, you've done something wrong. Okay? 9 and 1 is 10. 9 and 1 is another 10. So 10, 20, 20 plus 11, 31. Go ahead and add up the sum of your balances column. You should come up with 3,628.50. Okay, now that we have found the sum of our balances and we know how many days we have in the month, we now need to find our average daily balance. Average daily balance is going to be equal to the sum of the balances divided by the total number of days in the month. So my average daily balance for the month of December works out to be $117.05. That is exactly what the bank came up with. Okay? Now, let's go ahead, let's find our unpaid balance. My unpaid balance is, oh, you know what? let's hold off on the unpaid. Let's go ahead and let's find the finance charge next. I was getting ahead of myself. Okay, finance charge. Always take the average daily balance, whatever you come up with, and multiply that times whatever your periodic rate is. And recall, our periodic rate from figure 7.3 is 2%. So my periodic rate is 0.02. Multiply that together. Do that now. You should have come up with 2.341. Since this is finance, we take everything to the nearest penny when we're dealing with dollars. So your finance charge is $2.34. Now, the unpaid balance. Folks, always find your unpaid balance by whatever the balance is on the last day of the month. In this case, my unpaid balance is $81.65. Okay, so to find my new balance, I take my unpaid balance that I've already found, $81.65, and I add my finance charge of $2.34 to have a new balance of $83.99. Okay, now press pause or rewind if you need to see something different. If not, we're going on. Okay, find the average daily balance including new purchases. This is problems numbers 1 through 7 in the table portion. The bottom part says find the finance charge, the unpaid balance, and the new balance after finding the average daily balance. These questions are actually 8, 9, and 10 on the homework. I will give you a moment to do this, so please press pause now. Okay, let's go ahead and let's work this. Now notice, the dates in on this one go from 9/9 to 10/8. Okay? You need to ask yourself, how many days does September have? September has 30 days. Okay? So, we need to make sure that we don't get mixed up on counting our days off. Let's just start at the top. Let's work our way down. Okay, my beginning balance was $500 times 7, had 7 days from 9/9 to 9/15. 500 times 7, work that in your calculator. You should have come up with 3,500. Okay, you made a purchase of $100. Remember, that increases your balance. Payments decrease. So 500 plus 100 is 600 times 1, $600. Now, from 9/17 to 9/21, you had no change. So we carry down our balance of 600. 600 times 5, work that. 3,000. Okay? Now, my ending balance on the 21st was $600. I made a payment. 600 minus 150 is 450. Times, how many days was this? 9/22. That counted for 1 day. 450 times 1 is 450. All right, now, from 9/23 to 10/8, I had nothing going on for payments and purchases. I carry my balance down at 450. How many days is 9/23 to 10/8? Well, if we take 31 minus, like I said, September has 30 days, not 31. 30 minus 23 is 7. but you always have to add that 1 on. Okay, so there's 8 days in September, and this goes through the 8th, so that's another 8 days. 8 and 8 is 16 days. Okay, so 450 times 16, you should have come up with 7,200. Add the number of days up. We have 8, 13, 14, 20, 30. Add the sum of your balances up. 3,500 plus 600 plus 3,000 plus 450 plus 7,200. You should have come up with $14,750. Okay? So the sum of my daily balances, right here, $14,750 divided by 30 days is $491.67. Okay? Now, to find the finance charge, recall that you take the average daily balance, $491.67, you multiply it by whatever your rate is. Okay? I already told you these were questions 8 through 10. Okay, so this is actually number 8 that we're working right now. If you look at question 8 in the book, it tells you your interest rate is 1.5%. So take 491.67 times 0.015. You should come up with a finance charge of $7.38. Okay, number 9. Number 9 simply asks for our unpaid balance. Okay, my unpaid balance again is the end of the day balance, $450. Number 10. 10 wants to find the new balance. Okay, the new balance, you take your unpaid balance, which was $450. You add your finance charge of $738. $450 plus $738 works out to be $457.38. Okay? Rewind if you need more help. Vanadod's credit card finance charge is based on the average daily balance method, new purchases included. Her monthly periodic rate is 2.3%, and her finance charge for the past billing cycle was $29. Find her average daily balance. Okay, real simple. Since we know the interest rate and the finance charge, all we have to do is take the finance charge is equal to the interest rate times the average daily balance. Okay? We're going to let the average daily balance be represented by x. So 29 equals 0.23x. Divide both sides by 0.023. 29 divided by 0.023 gives us an average daily balance of $1,260.87. Okay, try this one on your own. I will give you just one moment. Press pause. When you're ready to resume, press play. Seth Dixon has a credit card with a monthly periodic rate of 1.95%. The finance charge is computed using the average daily balance method, new purchases included. If his credit card statement shows a finance charge of $32.76 for the last billing cycle, find his average daily balance. Okay, just like the example we just worked together, all you had to do was take the finance charge, $32.76, set it equal to the interest rate, 0.0195, times my unpaid balance, which we're representing as X. Divide both sides by 0.0195. You should come up with $1,680 equals X. That is your average daily balance. Your assignment is lesson 7.3, page 292, 1 through 21 and 26. We will also be taking a test in the next couple days, so I would like you to do the review. Page 295, 2 through 18, and the practice test, page 299, 1 through 13. If you have any questions, please rewind the video, review it, ask a neighbor for help if you're not sure about something, or ask me when you see me.